Greetings, true believers. Joe Pal Spider-Man back again. Good morning, happy Saturday. I got my TSE coffee mug with my espresso in it, so starting off this beautiful morning with a hopefully a good shave. Oh my god, I know it's going to be a good shave. We're going to start off with a brand new soap that I've got from CBL. It is this brand new fusion base in the Dragon's Blood scent, which is probably my all-time favorite scent, the Dragon's Blood. Just amazing. Chris's take on it is so good. And his new soaps, a lot of them are coming in these new bamboo bowls, which are really incredible. I don't know if I can think of any recent artisan that is releasing soap in these wooden bowls. I know this was modeled after the old, I think it was the Currier and Ives bowl, but the bowl that Vintage Williams used to come in. The shape is very, very similar. I think there's a little bit different top, but I think he's also reworking these to get them more like the original. They are great. If you have more than one of them, this little divot in here fits perfectly in here, and they do stack. So it's a great bowl. I think the bamboo is a really nice touch. It's a good wood to use. It's sealed well, so the water's not going to damage this bamboo. And it's just great. This fusion base is brand new, and I'm going to go ahead and grab my CBL synthetic brush to load this with. Need a little more coffee. But we'll see how this goes. I've used it a couple of times. Obviously, if you were watching my channel, you know it's been a while since I've done a video. I've kind of got off the habit of doing it and trying to get back in the swing of things and get them back to being a regular thing again. But life's just gotten in the way, and it's kind of hard for me to get back in the habit of doing it. I know this will take quite a bit of water. I started with a fairly dry brush. So what's going on? We've got a lot of things going on in the cadre right now. Bingo's going on. Monkey's up to his old antics of calls and hiding his calls and breaking the rules. But that's what callers do, I guess. Not me. I'm a rule follower. I don't break the rules. But Monkey's got a little bit of Satan in him, so, you know, it's bound to come out. So we're getting there. As you can see, like, this is a pretty nice looking lather so far. I am going to add a little bit more water to it. But my cards suck. I'm not doing well in this game of bingo at all. Probably because I picked my own numbers. He gave us the option, pick your own numbers. He wanted everyone to pick their own numbers, but if they didn't, he was going to assign cards. I picked my own numbers, and I'm not doing good at all. There we go. I can feel it's getting where I want it to. Look how thick that lather is. Add a little bit more water. We've got the weight loss challenge going on, which is really, really cool. I think it's turned out even better than I expected when I started it up. We've got over 20 people involved in it. We're going to be doing this over the next like 5 months. So the cadre is really, really a great support network. Everybody's kind of doing their own thing, and we're sharing ideas. I know a lot of people are doing keto, but others are doing different things, and everybody's just supporting each other and doing great. I'm down about 16 pounds since the beginning of the month. It's the 23rd, so 16 pounds in 23 days. I'm doing keto. I know that when you first start keto, you drop a lot of weight because a lot of that is actually just stored water weight. And when you get on keto, your body just kind of flushes all that. So really, like your first 10 pounds or so is mostly just water weight to begin with. So it's not like I'm losing amazing amounts of weight, but still, if you account 10 pounds being water weight, then I've lost 6 pounds over 3 weeks, which I think is a pretty fairly healthy amount. I know I've talked about this before, and you know, if you watch my channel and remember from a year or so ago, I was doing keto and losing a lot of weight and feeling really good. And then I ended up having thyroid cancer and had to have my thyroid removed. And after that surgery, I was not able to lose any weight. And I don't know, the combination of different things. You know, when you have a major surgery like that, your body just has to readjust and has to heal itself and get used to the way things are instead of the way they were. And I really I stopped losing weight and was getting frustrated. And as a result, kind of slacked on my diet a little bit. Added some carbs here and there, and then from there it's just a downhill slide. Once you start cheating on a diet, it becomes really easy, and you start making excuses, and over time it just gets worse. And that's what happened to me. And then, you know, COVID hit and everything got really bad, and staying at home more, drinking more, getting really lax with the diet, and pretty much after a while, I stayed decent. I mean, I was gaining weight, but I stayed decent during the first half of 2020. I was still getting frustrated with not being able to lose weight, thinking that I was doing the right things, but really probably not being honest with myself about being as good as I thought I was doing. And I discovered in a thyroidectomy group that a lot of people said the same thing, that once they had their surgery, they couldn't lose weight even with keto. And a lot of people were having a hard time where, you know, they were stable before and now they're gaining weight. So it seems to be a challenge for a lot of people that have a thyroidectomy. And I discovered intermittent fasting, and that seemed to really help me. I was losing weight again when I was starting to do intermittent fasting, doing one meal a day, one meal every other day. I really enjoyed that, and kind of breaking the cycle of having your day dictated by food. It's really eye-opening when, you know, I think we tend to schedule our days around food. You know, we wake up, and whether we have breakfast or whether we have coffee, we have a schedule. And whether we're going to work, going to school, our day is kind of planned around, or we plan around to eat at certain times, and we get locked into, okay, we have to eat lunch at 11 o'clock or 12 o'clock or whatever it is for you. And because of that, sometimes we're eating when we're not hungry. We're eating just because we need to eat, because we know if we don't eat at that time, an hour later, we're going to be starving. and your body doesn't need food all the time. And same thing, when you get home in the evening, whether you got a family or whether you're by yourself, a lot of times we plan our evenings around food, around eating. So, you know, sometimes we get home, we gotta start preparing that meal right away. Instead of doing other things that we'd like to do or need to do, we're working with food. And what I discovered is doing the intermittent fasting, and I was only, especially when I would do the one meal every other day, because then I was going an entire day without food at all. And it was so eye-opening that I could be doing other things with my day and with my life rather than worrying about preparing foods. And once your body gets used to using its fat stores for energy, you're not hungry. And it's weird and it's hard to imagine that. But once your body gets adjusted to that, you really just don't get hungry at all because your body has its own natural energy source stored up. That's what we've been doing as a humanity. We have been eating all this carby food and we've been storing all this fat, which is kind of how our bodies are designed, but we're not storing it up during a time and then working it off during a time. We're constantly storing. So as a culture, we're just getting bigger and bigger. And when you get your body into that mode of using its own stored fat for energy, you actually have more energy than when you're eating. I felt so much better when I wasn't eating than when I was. And I'm really trying to get back into that habit. I really like that feeling, and being able to lose weight. Now, having said that, I was able to do that because I went on a deployment and I had nothing really to focus on except what I was doing. And then when I got back from deployment, that was when COVID kind of took a second turn. Like, everybody around the country was like super freaked out at the beginning, and then we started to get lax, and then things got worse. And that's really when I took a turn for the worse in my weight. I wasn't doing the intermittent fasting again. I was super cheating on keto. And then we got close to the holidays, and then I'm just like, screw it. I'm gonna enjoy the holidays. And I gained a lot of weight real fast and got up to the highest weight I'd ever been in my life, which made me feel horrible. I felt I had no energy, felt disgusting, and wanted to get this back on track. So that's what I'm trying to do. I'm feeling better. Like I said, I'm down about 16 pounds. And I know a lot of people on the cadre are in that same boat where they're getting back on track and feeling better. And it's a really good feeling to be part of a community that's all supporting each other to do that. I'm just going to do a little bit of touch up. The soap is so slick. I don't even need to relather for this second pass, or this touch-up pass. So it's not too late to join. We do have some prizes that were donated by some of our TSC vendors. So if this sounds like something that you want to be a part of, you can join us on the cadre and you can sign up and just read the rules and get your initial weight in, and you can still join and be a part of it and be in the running for these monthly prizes. Free soaps, free aftershaves, all being donated by our generous TSC vendors, which is fantastic that we got 6 different vendors on board with us to help us maintain our motivation and have some, not just the motivation of getting healthy and feeling better, which is the ultimate prize, but just a little bit of extra motivation of, hey, there's some prizes out there. Whoever does the best for the month is gonna win a little something. So it's just a little extra incentive out there, which is really, really cool. Let me see, I'll clean this up. So again, if that sounds like something that you might be interested in, join us, shavingcadre.com. Look for the thread, the weight loss challenge. We've got a health and fitness sub forum, which we're keeping all that stuff in. Never too late to join. Never too late to decide to start and make a change for yourself. Okay. Another thing we got going on, we got two things coming up in February. February being the shortest month of the year. We have a couple things coming up that I'll talk about real quick. First of all, we got the 3017 Williams Challenge. So you've seen these probably on other forums. We haven't done it yet on the Cadre, but I'm starting it now because I love Williams and I love getting this out there. But you take a puck of Williams and either use that for the entire month or take it a step further and grate up your puck of Williams and add whatever aftershave you want to it to really give Williams some good scent and something that you're going to enjoy smelling, because that's a lot of people have a problem with the citronella-y kind of scent of modern Williams. I actually took it a step further, and I'm using a puck of menthol vintage Williams that was piffed to me by Brian from the Cadre. Now, these old Williams pucks, they weren't sealed. They're just in a cardboard box wrapped in paper. And the menthol on these pucks are so old, all the menthol is just gone. It's evaporated. I wanted to bring back what this puck was in originally, or trying to, because I don't know what it was like originally, but doing my best. So I grabbed Aqua Velva menthol, and I soaked that. So I don't know if you can tell, but there's a little bit of a green tinge to my Williams. I grated this up super fine, added an ounce of this. I would have added 2, but as you can see, this is vintage, and I didn't want to waste all of it. As it was, I used about probably a third of what I have, so I didn't want to use too much of it because I want to preserve that. Also added some menthol crystals. I added some Dragon Ice drops and some M-Bomb drops, basically just a whole bunch of menthol additives to really give this a cranked up menthol smell and feel, and I think I achieved it. I have actually smelled one puck that had scent still. I used it one time and the scent was gone. So whatever was left in that puck was just on the surface, and this smells similar to what I experienced on that puck. So really looking forward to this. We're starting this on the 2nd of February, so not too late to join if you want to get in on this. The other thing we have coming up in February is the One Blade February Challenge. I'll be using my Feather ASD2 with a feather blade, and the goal is to use the same blade the entire month. Now, if your blade gives out and you can't use it for the entire month, that's fine, but you have to use the same blade when you replace it. So the goal is to get a feel for that blade and how it works and how you can get the best amount of longevity out of it. Man, that is a really good, really smooth shave. Now I've been using this razor for about 2 months with the same blade in it. There's a Persona blade in here, and I haven't been keeping track because I only keep track when I'm doing a longevity challenge like the February 1 blade. But I've used a feather blade in another razor for 115 days is my max. The first time I ever did one, it was 66 days, and the second time I got 115. I'm really digging this razor, and I think a sharp blade and a mild razor is like the key for me to get really good longevity. So I'm really looking forward to putting a feather blade in that and seeing how I can get longevity-wise out of that. I know I've gotten about 2 months out of this, maybe plus or minus, maybe 45 days. I don't know exactly. I'm hoping to get a lot more out of my feather. I know I can go the whole month. That's not an issue for me. That's pretty standard. I can go about a month with about any blade. But I'm really looking to see if that combination will get me further. And I know a lot of people just use a blade for like 2 or 3 times and then they pitch it and get rid of it and then they swap it out and they're like, oh, blades are cheap. But yeah, if you can use a blade for a month instead of 2 or 3 days, Well, that's a drastic difference. Your blades are going to last you a whole lot longer, and you're going to save that much more money. So I never have a bad shave. A lot of people think that I'm just pushing a blade intentionally and fighting through these awful shaves. Like I said, I've been using this for about 2 months, and this is still a perfectly close, perfectly smooth, not uncomfortable at all shave. So if that sounds like something that you want to be a part of, we will be starting that on February 1st. And so you got plenty of time to pick out a blade, pick out a razor, join the thread, and get in on that. I will say that I finished up with some CBL Aftershave Tonic, which feels great on my face. This is the Dragon's Blood scent to complement my Dragon's Blood soap. This was an amazing shave. Get some water still on the puck. This was an amazing shave. This new Fusion base soap is really, really good. Chris has a few new bases out there. This is a combination. This is the tallow version. He has a Fusion tallow, and I think he's coming out with a Fusion non-tallow. I don't know if it's out yet. But he has a new Orion base, which is a very soft cream-like base, but very, very luxurious and similar to some other products out there, but this is his own take on it. But the Fusion is a combination of his new Orion base with his old premium base. So it's halfway in between those, and I really, really love this base. So check out cblsoap.com if you want to see what he has out there. I know he's coming out with lots of new scents, lots new planned in the future. Again, these wood bowls I think are really unique and a really nice touch for a soap. So that's my shave. I know I did a whole lot more talking today than normal, but I wanted to get you all caught up since I don't do these too often. And, you know, hopefully get you guys interested in doing some of the things that we're doing on the cadre. There's a whole lot more going on, but those are some of the main things that I'm involved with right now. And we will see you guys next time. Enjoy your shaves. I'm Spider. Later.